Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe? Ek is 'n kunstenaar.
Listen to it again, now with the English translation.
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe?
What do you do?
Ek is 'n kunstenaar.
I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, what do you do? That's.
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe?
Listen to it again.
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe? Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe?
This Afrikaans sentence literally translates into, what do you do for a living? But it means, what do you do in English? Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need.
Ek is 'n.
Your occupation. I'm an, your occupation. For example, I'm an artist.
Ek is 'n kunstenaar. Ek is 'n kunstenaar.
Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer.
Polisieman. Polisieman.
Teacher.
Onderwyser. Onderwyser.
Doctor.
Dokter. Dokter.
Engineer.
Ingenieur. Ingenieur.
Now, listen to some examples.
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe? Ek is 'n onderwyser. Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe? Ek is 'n dokter. Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe? Ek is 'n ingenieur.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what do you do?
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe?
Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, doctor?
Dokter. Dokter.
Say, I'm a doctor.
Ek is 'n dokter.
Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor.
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe? Ek is 'n dokter.
Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher?
Onderwyser. Onderwyser.
Say, I'm a teacher.
Ek is 'n onderwyser.
Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher.
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe? Ek is 'n onderwyser.
Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer?
Ingenieur. Ingenieur.
Say, I'm an engineer.
Ek is 'n ingenieur.
Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer.
Wat doen jy vir 'n lewe? Ek is 'n ingenieur.
Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, how's your mother? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Hoe is jou ma? Sy is okay.
Once more with the English translation.
Hoe is jou ma?
How's your mother?
Sy is okay.
She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how's your mother? That's,
Hoe is jou ma?
listen to it again.
Hoe is jou ma? Hoe is jou ma?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Sy is,
state of well-being. She is state of well-being in English. For example, she's fine.
sy is okay. Sy is okay.
Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great,
Fantasties. Fantasties.
fine,
Okay. Okay.
so-so,
So. So.
sad,
Hartseer. Hartseer.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Hoe is jou ma? Sy is fantasties. Hoe is jou ma? Sy is so. Hoe is jou ma? Sy is hartseer.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how's your mother?
Hoe is jou ma?
Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say great?
Fantasties. Fantasties.
Say, she's great.
Sy is fantasties.
Now, answer the question saying she's great.
Hoe is jou ma? Sy is fantasties.
Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so?
So. So.
Say, she's so-so.
Sy is so.
Now, answer the question saying she's so-so.
Hoe is jou ma? Sy is so.
Now imagine she's sad. Do you remember how to say sad?
Hartseer. Hartseer.
Say, she's sad.
Sy is hartseer.
Now, answer the question saying she's sad.
Hoe is jou ma? Sy is hartseer.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's the matter? After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Wat is fout?
Die kantoor is warm.
Once more with the English translation.
Wat is fout?
What's the matter?
Die kantoor is warm.
The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's the matter? That's,
Wat is fout?
listen to it again.
Wat is fout? Wat is fout?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Die kantoor is.
adjective. The office is adjective. For example, the office is hot.
Die kantoor is warm. Die kantoor is warm.
Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot,
Warm. Warm.
cold,
Koud. Koud.
noisy,
Luidruchtig. Luidruchtig.
dirty,
Vuil. Vuil.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Wat is fout?
Die kantoor is koud.
Wat is fout?
Die kantoor is luidruchtig.
Wat is fout?
Die kantoor is vuil.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what's the matter?
Wat is fout?
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold?
Koud. Koud.
Say, the office is cold.
Die kantoor is koud.
Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
Wat is fout?
Die kantoor is koud.
Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy?
Luidrugtig. Luidrugtig.
Say, the office is noisy.
Die kantoor is luidrugtig.
Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
Wat is fout?
Die kantoor is luidrugtig.
Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty?
Vuil. Vuil.
Say, the office is dirty.
Die kantoor is vuil.
Now answer the question, saying the office is dirty.
Wat is fout?
Die kantoor is vuil.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, how do you say this? After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Hoe sê mens dit?
Dit is 'n parkeerterrein.
Once more with the English translation.
Hoe sê mens dit?
How do you say this?
Dit is 'n parkeerterrein.
It's parking lot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how do you say this? That's,
Hoe sê mens dit?
listen to it again.
Hoe sê mens dit? Hoe sê mens dit?
This Afrikaans sentence literally translates into, how does a person say this? But it means, how do you say this in English? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Dit is 'n
word. It's word. For example, it's parking lot.
Dit is 'n parkeerterrein. Dit is 'n parkeerterrein.
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot,
Parkeerterrein. Parkeerterrein.
giraffe,
Kameelperd. Kameelperd.
travel,
Reis. Reis.
invasion,
Aanval. Aanval.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Hoe sê mens dit? Dit is 'n kameelperd. Hoe sê mens dit? Dit is reis. Hoe sê mens dit? Dit is 'n aanval.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this?
Hoe sê mens dit?
Imagine it's the word giraffe. Do you remember how to say giraffe?
Kameelperd. Kameelperd.
Say, it's giraffe.
Dit is 'n kameelperd.
Now answer the question saying, it's giraffe.
Hoe sê mens dit? Dit is 'n kameelperd.
Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Reis. Reis.
Say, it's travel.
Dit is reis.
Now answer the question saying it's travel.
Hoe sê mens dit? Dit is reis.
Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion?
Aanval. Aanval.
Say, it's invasion.
Dit is 'n aanval.
Now answer the question saying it's invasion.
Hoe sê mens dit? Dit is 'n aanval.
Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1, introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2, talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, it's really nice today, is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3, give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. Hey, your bag is super cute, or that ice cream looks delicious. These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4, ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5, learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's your favorite number? After watching this video, you'll be able to say many numbers and ask someone their favorite number. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Numbers PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer? Dit is 7.
Once more with the English translation.
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
What's your favorite number?
Dit is 7.
It's 7. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "What's your favorite number?" That's
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
listen to it again.
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer? Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Dit is
number. It's number. For example, it's 7.
Dit is 7. Dit is 7.
Here are a few more numbers you can use with the same pattern. 7,
7 7
2,
2 2
4,
4 4
9,
9 9
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
Dit is 2
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
Dit is 4
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
Dit is 9
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's your favorite number?"
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
Imagine it's 2. Do you remember how to say 2?
2 2
Say, "It's 2.
Dit is 2
Now answer the question saying, "It's 2.
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
Dit is 2
Now imagine it's 4. Do you remember how to say 4?
4 4
Say, "It's 4.
Dit is 4
Now answer the question by saying, "It's 4.
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
Dit is 4
Now imagine it's 9. Do you remember how to say 9?
9 9
Say, "It's 9.
Dit is 9.
Now, answer the question saying it's 9.
Wat is jou gunsteling nommer?
Dit is 9.
Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what kind of movies do you like? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about movies and ask other people about their favorite kinds of movies. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Movies and TV PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Van watter soort flieks hou jy?
Ek hou van thrillers.
Once more with the English translation.
Van watter soort flieks hou jy?
What kind of movies do you like?
Ek hou van thrillers.
I like horror. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what kind of movies do you like? That's,
Van watter soort flieks hou jy?
listen to it again.
Van watter soort flieks hou jy? Van watter soort flieks hou jy?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Ek hou van
type of movie. I like type of movie. For example, I like horror.
ek hou van thrillers. Ek hou van thrillers.
Here are a few more kinds of movies you can use with the same pattern to talk about movies. Horror,
Thrillers. Thrillers.
comedy,
Komedie. Komedie.
fantasy,
Fantasie. Fantasie.
romance,
Romans. Romans.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Van watter soort flieks hou jy? Ek hou van komedie. Van watter soort flieks hou jy? Ek hou van fantasie. Van watter soort flieks hou jy? Ek hou van romans.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what kind of movies do you like?
Van watter soort flieks hou jy?
Imagine you like comedies. Do you remember how to say comedy?
Komedie. Komedie.
Say, I like comedy.
Ek hou van komedie.
Now answer the question saying that you like comedies.
Van watter soort flieks hou jy? Ek hou van komedie.
Now imagine that you like fantasy movies. Do you remember how to say fantasy?
Fantasie. Fantasie.
Say, I like fantasy.
Ek hou van fantasie.
Now, answer the question saying you like fantasy movies.
Van watter soort flieks hou jy? Ek hou van fantasie.
Now imagine you like romance. Do you remember how to say romance?
Romans. Romans.
Say, I like romance.
Ek hou van romans.
Now answer the question saying you like romantic movies.
Van watter soort flieks hou jy? Ek hou van romans.
Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1, use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks. If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary lists in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2, take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3, learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on. So you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5, use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what are you doing during the holiday? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Ek is van plan om strand toe te gaan.
Once more with the English translation.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
What are you doing for Freedom Day?
Ek is van plan om strand toe te gaan.
I'm planning to go to the beach. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what are you doing for Freedom Day? That's,
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Freedom Day celebrates the first non-racial national election where everyone over the age of 18, including non-citizens, were allowed to vote. Listen to it again.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag? Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Ek is van plan om.
plan. I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to go to the beach.
Ek is van plan om strand toe te gaan. Ek is van plan om strand toe te gaan.
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach.
Strand toe te gaan. Strand toe te gaan.
Travel.
Te reis. Te reis.
Stay home.
By die huis te bly. By die huis te bly.
Go to the movies.
Te gaan fliek. Te gaan fliek.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Ek is van plan om te reis.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Ek is van plan om by die huis te bly.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Ek is van plan om te gaan fliek.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what are you doing for Freedom Day?
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Te reis. Te reis.
Say, I'm planning to travel.
Ek is van plan om te reis.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Ek is van plan om te reis.
Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say stay home?
By die huis te bly. By die huis te bly.
Say, I'm planning to stay home.
Ek is van plan om by die huis te bly.
Now answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Ek is van plan om by die huis te bly.
Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say, go to the movies?
Te gaan fliek. Te gaan fliek.
Say, I'm planning to go to the movies.
Ek is van plan om te gaan fliek.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
Wat doen jy vir Vryheidsdag?
Ek is van plan om te gaan fliek.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to use when talking on the phone. After watching this video, you'll be able to ask for someone on the phone and to put someone on hold. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making a Phone Call PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Hallo, ek wil graag met die persoon in beheer praat.
Okay, net 'n oomblik.
Once more with the English translation.
Hallo, ek wil graag met die persoon in beheer praat.
Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Okay, net 'n oomblik.
Okay, just a moment. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say hello on the phone. That's
Hallo. Hallo,
Then you'll need to learn how to say, I'd like to speak with person. The pattern is
Ek wil graag met
person.
praat.
This Afrikaans sentence literally translates as, I want really with person speak, but it means, I'd like to speak with person. For example, hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
hallo. Ek wil graag met die persoon in beheer praat. Hallo, ek wil graag met die persoon in beheer praat.
Now, how do you answer this question?
Okay, net 'n oomblik.
Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again.
Okay, net 'n oomblik. Okay, net 'n oomblik.
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk on the phone. The person in charge.
Die persoon in beheer. Die persoon in beheer.
A sales representative.
Verkoopsverteenwoordiger. Verkoopsverteenwoordiger.
The manager.
'n bestuurder. 'n bestuurder.
Customer service.
Kliëntediens. Kliëntediens.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Ek wil graag met 'n verkoopsverteenwoordiger praat. OK, net 'n oomblik. Ek wil graag met 'n bestuurder praat. OK, net 'n oomblik. Ek wil graag met kliëntediens praat. OK, net 'n oomblik.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, I'd like to speak with person?
Ek wil graag met
Person.
praat.
And how do you answer it?
OK, net 'n oomblik.
Imagine you want to talk to a sales representative. Do you remember how to say, a sales representative?
Verkoopsverteenwoordiger. Verkoopsverteenwoordiger.
Say, I'd like to speak with a sales representative.
Ek wil graag met 'n verkoopsverteenwoordiger praat.
Now say you want to talk to a sales representative and answer it.
Ek wil graag met 'n verkoopsverteenwoordiger praat. OK, net 'n oomblik.
Now, imagine you want to talk to the manager. Do you remember how to say, the manager?
'n bestuurder. 'n bestuurder.
Say, I'd like to speak with the manager.
Ek wil graag met 'n bestuurder praat.
Now say you want to talk to the manager and answer it.
Ek wil graag met 'n bestuurder praat. OK, net 'n oomblik.
Now imagine you want to talk to customer service. Do you remember how to say customer service?
Kliëntediens. Kliëntediens.
Say, I'd like to speak with customer service.
Ek wil graag met kliëntediens praat.
Now say you want to talk to customer service and answer it.
Ek wil graag met kliëntediens praat. OK, net 'n oomblik.
Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
Learning to carry a conversation is vital to mastery of any language. Even beginners can quickly learn conversational language well enough to carry on real conversations with native speakers. Of course, beginners won't be able to carry a conversation the same way they could in their native language. But just knowing a few tips, like which questions to ask to keep a conversation going, are all you need to speak and interact with real native speakers. Before we get to specific suggestions, let's first take a closer look at how having real conversations in your target language is so vital to your mastery of the language. Communicating with other people is the very point of language, and conversation comes easily in our native tongue. For beginners, or anyone learning a new language, conversations aren't easy at all, and even simple greetings can be intimidating and awkward. Nothing kills a conversation faster than long periods of awkward silence, so you need practice and specific strategies to avoid them. When you know what to say to keep a conversation going, communication becomes much easier, and you make a better impression on your listener. Nothing will help you learn to speak a language faster and truly master the language than having real conversations with native speakers. Conversations quickly expose you to slang, cultural expressions, and vocabulary that force you to absorb and assimilate information faster than any educational setting. And that's a great thing. But how can you possibly have real conversations with real people if you're just starting out? Here are 3 proven methods that even beginners can quickly use to learn conversational language to make a great impression and avoid awkward silences. First, ask questions to keep a conversation going. For beginners and even more advanced speakers, the key is to ask questions to keep a conversation going. Of course, they can't be just random questions, or else you may confuse the listener. But by memorizing a few key questions and the appropriate time to use them, you can easily carry a conversation with minimal vocabulary or experience. And remember, the more conversations you have, the quicker you will learn and master the language. Second, learn core vocabulary terms as quickly as possible. You don't need to memorize thousands of words to learn conversational language. In fact, with just a couple hundred words, you could have a very basic conversation. And by learning maybe 1,000 to 2,000 words, you could carry a conversation with a native speaker about current events, order in restaurants, and even get directions. To help you get started with this, check out our 2,000 common words, also known as our core list. These 2,000 words are all you need to learn to speak fluently and carry a conversation with a native speaker. Third, study video or audio lessons that you can play and replay again and again. If you want to know how to carry on a conversation, then you need exposure to native speakers, and the more, the better. Studying video or audio lessons is ideal because they provide contextualized learning in your native language, and you can play them again and again until you achieve mastery. Our instructors have created more than 2,500 video and audio lessons that you can play over and over. And the best part is, they don't just teach you vocabulary and grammar. They are designed to help you learn to speak and teach you practical everyday topics like shopping, ordering, and more. Although it may seem intimidating for a beginner, the truth is that it's very easy to learn conversational language. Just learn a few core vocabulary terms and which questions to ask to keep a conversation going. Our language learning program has the world's largest online collection of video and audio lessons by real instructors. Plus, tons of advanced tools to help you learn to speak and carry on a conversation quickly. Just a little practice and exposure to real conversations or lessons is all it really takes. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hello, I'm back. It's me, Christine, and today's lesson, the 10 hardest words to pronounce in Afrikaans. So it's going to be a difficult one, and remember to get those mouth muscles moving because we're going to be using them quite a bit in this lesson today. Goeie. Goeie. Good. Dit is goeie nuus. That is good news. This one's hard to say because it's got the sound that's so popular in Afrikaans language. Just pretend that you're really angry or irritated at something and you're going, ugh, and then keep that sound and go, goeie, goeie. And it's a goeie thing to learn it because it's used all the time. Nuus. Nuus. News. Ek het baie goeie nuus. I have very good news. I hope you have very goeie nuus to tell me, because if you do, it means you've learned the ch and the nuus, which is what makes that word a bit harder than others. So this one is u. You're making this weird shape with your mouth. U. Goeie nuus. Gebruik. Gebruik. Use. Kan ek jou kar gebruik? Can I use your car? This one's a little bit as awkward as that question, because you don't really want to give someone else your car just in case something happens, but you do because you're a nice person and they're your friend. So this is that word. You really want to learn it because it's the word for using any word. So the word is gebruik, the ch sound as before, and now we've added a new sound, ui. Ui. Gebruik. Rak. Rak. Shelf. Die rak is vol stof. The shelf is full of dust. This word it doesn't have the ch that we've been talking about, but now we've got a new sound in Afrikaans that a lot of people in different languages struggle with a little bit, and it's the rrr, as if your tongue is jumping up and down in your mouth. Rrr, rak. Môre. Môre. Morning. Ek gaan môre kom kuier. I'm going to come visit tomorrow. This one has a r like before. It's a little bit easier, but you have to remember to read môre, because in English it's spelled like more. So don't say more, say môre. And the older generations of Afrikaans people, they might say it a little bit differently, and they sometimes say môre, but it's more commonly used as môre. Lekker. Lekker. Nice. Delicious. Die kos is baie lekker. This food is very nice. This word is a must. You must learn how to say this word. Lekker. Lekker. Because it is used all the time in South Africa. Everything is lekker. Not just the kos that we were just talking about. The weather is lekker. The party was lekker. The drink is lekker. My friends are lekker. It's just a word that we use all the time. So it's definitely lekker to know the word lekker. Rol. Rol. Roll. Die pen het gerol. The pen rolled. This one is funny because roll, all you have to do is roll your tongue on your mouth, so it makes the r sound like before. Roll. It's quite nice to say, actually, if you say it a couple of times in a row. Roll. Gek. Gek. Crazy. Die man is gek om te spring. The man is crazy to jump. You're saying that because you're watching some bungee jumping show or someone jumping out of an airplane. They are gek. And gek is also a bit of a gek word to know because it's of the ch sound and the ek, which means me. So it's like you're saying you are gek, but you're not really. But it's a gek word. It's a gek lekker word. Crazy nice word. Lach. Lach. Laugh. Ek lag elke dag vir my hond. I laugh at my dog every day. Lach is such a lekker word. To laugh is it's the greatest thing ever. So it's important to learn this word because maybe learning how to say it will make you laugh, and then you'll have a happy memory and remember the word, and it's a win-win situation. Raas. Raas. Noise. Die bure raas baie. The neighbors are very noisy. Just like me sitting here in the park today, where there's a lot of people around me having picnics and everything, and there's quite a lot of noise going on, but at least the raas isn't too much for me to make this lovely video and teach you some Afrikaans. So raas. So we've made it to the end of the 10 hardest words to pronounce in Afrikaans. If you haven't managed them, that's okay. They're very hard, and like I said, they're the 10 hardest. So keep on trying, keep using that mouth and say all those things, say it weirdly in the mirror. Look at your mouth when you're saying them, and that sometimes helps because it helps your muscle memory to remember how to do them. And if you know any other words that you found that are hard to pronounce, put them in the comments below. Like these videos, please subscribe, and just keep learning Afrikaans with afrikaanspod101.com.
'n Vrou pas 'n rok aan en praat met die winkelassistent. Watter rok gaan sy koop?
Dit lyk pragtig aan u en pas perfek.
Ja, dit pas, maar ek dra gewoonlik sagte klere. Ek is nie gewoond aan die tipe patroon nie.
Wel, ek dink u lyk fantasties.
Regtig? Nog steeds. Dit gaan baie moed vat vir my om dit te dra.
Wat van die rok dan? Die patroon is baie sagter. U sal nie so flashy voel nie.
Jy is reg. Laat ek dit probeer.
Pas dit aan. Wat dink mevrou?
Hierdie een pas my baie beter as die vorige een. Het julle ook 'n langmou weergawe van hierdie ontwerp?
Ja, ons het.
Dankie, ek sal dit koop. Watter rok gaan sy koop? 'n Vrou pas 'n rok aan en praat met die winkelassistent. Watter rok gaan sy koop?
Dit lyk pragtig aan u en pas perfek.
Ja, dit pas, maar ek dra gewoonlik sagte klere. Ek is nie gewoond aan die tipe patroon nie.
Wel, ek dink u lyk fantasties.
Regtig? Nog steeds. Dit gaan baie moed vat vir my om dit te dra.
Wat van die rok dan? Die patroon is baie sagter. U sal nie so flashy voel nie.
Jy is reg. Laat ek dit probeer.
Pas dit aan. Wat dink mevrou?
Hierdie een pas my baie beter as die vorige een. Het julle ook 'n langmou weergawe van hierdie ontwerp?
Ja, ons het.
Dankie, ek sal dit koop. 'n Man en sy vrou kyk na grondplanne. Watter woonstel gaan hulle na kyk? Wat van die een? Dit het 'n pragtige groot leefkamer.
Ek hou van 'n groot leefkamer, maar ek wil graag 'n parkeerplek ook hê.
Kom ons kyk. Wat van hierdie een?
Ja, dis pragtig. Sal ons na die een gaan kyk?
Wag 'n oomblik. Is die kas nie 'n bietjie te klein nie?
Goeie punt. Dit lyk nie of daar 'n perfekte een is nie. Wag, wat van hierdie een?
Dit het alles wat ons nodig het. Nie waar nie? En die kas is taamlik groot. Kom ons gaan kyk na die een.
OK,
Watter woonstel gaan hulle na kyk? 'n Man en sy vrou kyk na grondplanne. Watter woonstel gaan hulle na kyk? Wat van die een? Dit het 'n pragtige groot leefkamer.
Ek hou van 'n groot leefkamer, maar ek wil graag 'n parkeerplek ook hê.
Kom ons kyk. Wat van hierdie een?
Ja, dis pragtig. Sal ons na die een gaan kyk?
Wag 'n oomblik. Is die kas nie 'n bietjie te klein nie?
Goeie punt. Dit lyk nie of daar 'n perfekte een is nie. Wag, wat van hierdie een?
Dit het alles wat ons nodig het. Nie waar nie? En die kas is taamlik groot. Kom ons gaan kyk na die een.
OK,
'n Manlike en vroulike student kyk na verskillende werksposisies. Watter werk gaan die vroulike student voor aansoek doen? Hey, wat dink jy van hierdie werk? Die uurlike salaris is redelik hoog.
natuurlik. Die salaris lyk fantasties. Maar kan jy regtig 'n koerantaflewering roete hanteer?
Natuurlik, ek is baie goed met fietsry, maar ek is bekommerd oor vroeg opstaan.
Wat van hierdie een? Die salaris is nie so hoog nie, maar jy kan 2 tot 3 dae 'n week werk en in die aand begin werk.
Hierdie een, 'n supermarkkassier. Wel, dit sou goed wees om na skool te werk.
Die een in die koffiewinkel kan ook goed wees.
O ja, ek is mal oor daardie plek. En dis op die pad skool toe.
Nie sleg nie, né?
Watter een moet ek aansoek voordoen?
Tussen watter twee moet jy kies? Die koffiewinkel en die koerantafleweringsroete?
Ja, die salaris van die koerantaflewering roete is regtig fantasties. OK, ek het my besluit gemaak. Ek gaan maar net vroeg moet opstaan. Watter werk gaan die vroulike student voor aansoek doen? ‘n manlike en vroulike student kyk na verskillende werksposisies. Watter werk gaan die vroulike student voor aansoek doen? Hey, wat dink jy van hierdie werk? Die uurlike salaris is redelik hoog.
Natuurlik. Die salaris lyk fantasties. Maar kan jy regtig 'n koerantafleweringroete hanteer?
Natuurlik, ek is baie goed met fietsry, maar ek is bekommerd oor vroeg opstaan.
Wat van hierdie een? Die salaris is nie so hoog nie, maar jy kan 2 tot 3 dae 'n week werk en in die aand begin werk.
Hierdie een, 'n supermarkkassier. Wel, dit sou goed wees om na skool te werk.
Die een in die koffiewinkel kan ook goed wees.
O ja, ek is mal oor daardie plek. En dis op die pad skool toe.
Nie sleg nie, né?
Watter een moet ek aansoek voordoen?
Tussen watter twee moet jy kies? Die koffiewinkel en die koerantafleweringsroete?
Ja, die salaris van die koerantaflewering roete is regtig fantasties. OK, ek het my besluit gemaak. Ek gaan maar net vroeg moet opstaan. 'n man is besig om 'n bespreking te maak by die hotel. Watter kamer gaan hy in bly? Seaside Hotel, hoe kan ek u help?
Hallo. Ek wil graag oorbly vir 'n nag op 22 September.
Sekerlik. Een nag op 22 September. Hoeveel mense?
2.
Wil u graag 'n rook of nie-rookkamer bespreek, meneer?
Nie rook.
Die enigste nie-rookkamer wat op die dag beskikbaar is 'n kamer met 'n uitsig op die berg. Sal dit u pas, meneer?
Wel, ek het eintlik gehoop op 'n kamer met 'n uitsig op die see.
Ek is jammer, maar die enigste kamer met 'n uitsig op die see wat beskikbaar is die dag, is 'n rookkamer.
Ek sien. Is daar 'n nie rook see-uitsigkamer beskikbaar op die 23ste September?
Ja, daar is.
Goed. Ons bly dan die 23ste September oor.
Watter kamer gaan hy in bly? ‘n man is besig om 'n bespreking te maak by die hotel. Watter kamer gaan hy in bly? Seaside Hotel, hoe kan ek u help?
Hallo. Ek wil graag oorbly vir 'n nag op 22 September.
Sekerlik. Een nag op 22 September. Hoeveel mense?
2.
Wil u graag 'n rook of nie-rookkamer bespreek, meneer?
Nie rook.
Die enigste nie-rookkamer wat op die dag beskikbaar is 'n kamer met 'n uitsig op die berg. Sal dit u pas, meneer?
Wel, ek het eintlik gehoop op 'n kamer met 'n uitsig op die see.
Ek is jammer, maar die enigste kamer met 'n uitsig op die see wat beskikbaar is die dag, is 'n rookkamer.
Ek sien. Is daar 'n nie rook see-uitsigkamer beskikbaar op die 23ste September?
Ja, daar is.
Goed. Ons bly dan die 23ste September oor.
'n Vrou is besig om met haar haarstylist te praat. Hoe wil sy haar hare verander?
Hallo. Kan ek jou help?
Hi, ek het om 3 ure afspraak.
Ag ja. Welkom, juffrou Richa. Volg my asseblief. Wat kan ek vandag vir u doen?
Ek wil graag my haarstyl 'n bietjie verander.
OK. Hoe lank wil jy dit hê?
Omtrent skouerlengte.
OK. En wat van jou kuif?
Hou my kuif.
Reguit af of na die kant toe gekam?
'n bietjie na die kant toe.
Watter kant?
Miskien 'n bietjie links van die middel.
Goed so. Ons sal begin met 'n shampoo. Volg my asseblief.
Hoe wil sy haar hare verander? ‘n Vrou is besig om met haar haarstylist te praat. Hoe wil sy haar hare verander?
Hallo, kan ek jou help?
Hi, ek het om 3 ure afspraak.
Ag ja. Welkom, juffrou Richa. Volg my asseblief. Wat kan ek vandag vir u doen?
Ek wil graag my haarstyl 'n bietjie verander.
OK. Hoe lank wil jy dit hê?
Omtrent skouerlengte.
OK. En wat van jou kuif?
Hou my kuif.
Reguit af of na die kant toe gekam?
'n bietjie na die kant toe.
Watter kant?
Miskien 'n bietjie links van die middel.
Goed so. Ons sal begin met 'n shampoo. Volg my asseblief.
Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
Hello, it's Christine again. We're here today again in 10 phrases that you never want to hear. Ish. So these are all going to be very negative. I'm really sorry, I don't want to offend anyone, but when I'm saying these things, I'm not saying them to you. I'm just telling you them so that when someone says them to you, you know that you should probably act in a scared or sorry way because you don't want to know these things. Het jy onlangs gewig opgetel? Het jy onlangs gewig opgetel? Have you gained weight recently? Het jy onlangs gewig opgetel? Have you gained weight lately? It's quite a harsh thing to say to someone, something you should learn but not say. Know it so that if someone tells you, you can be like, no, I haven't, thanks, and it's got nothing to do with you anyway. And if you have, who cares? Like, love yourself, love your body, and ignore people who ask you if you've picked up weight. Jy het 'n grys haar. Jy het 'n grys haar. You have a grey hair. Jy het 'n grys haar. You have a grey hair. This is quite scary, especially if you're getting a little bit older, but not that much older, and you're finding a grys haar, and you're like, my life is going so quickly. But it's not the end of the world. It's fine. Just pluck it out, or dye it, or actually just own it. Go grey. Grey is the new black. Well, I don't know. It's grey is the new grey, but own it. Own yourself, own your body, own your hair, own everything. It's making you a happier person that way. Ek het jou gesê. Ek het jou gesê. I told you so. Ek het jou gesê. I told you so. Hate hearing this from people because it means you were wrong. And ek het jou gesê, it sounds so condescending. But if you're the one to say it, you're feeling a little bit better. So I guess it's one to learn and hopefully use. Jy is afgedank. Jy is afgedank. You're fired. Jy is afgedank. You are fired. So this one is quite terrible. No one really wants to hear that. And unfortunately in Afrikaans it doesn't even have that punch, like jy's afgedank. Doesn't really sound as much as you're fired. But if someone says that to you, I'm really sorry. Good luck finding a new job. And maybe ask why so that you can change something, I guess. Dit is nie jy nie, dis ek. Dit is nie jy nie, dit is ek. It's not you, it's me. Dit is nie jy nie, dit is ek. It's not you, it's me. Another one that we definitely don't want to hear if you're in a relationship and they're ending things with you or telling you something and it's not you, it's me. Ugh, you're right. It probably is you, but they're just trying to be polite. But if you're using this one, maybe don't. Like, learn it in Afrikaans. Dit is nie jy nie, dit is ek. But don't use it in that way because most of the time it's just something that softens the blow, but it doesn't really actually do that. Dankie vir jou CV. Ons het die posisie gevul. Dankie vir jou CV. Ons het die posisie gevul. Thank you for your resume. However, the position has been filled. Dankie vir jou CV. Ons het die posisie gevul. Thank you for your resume. However, the position's already been filled. Unfortunately, you've just been fired and now you're trying to find a new job and they're telling you that there's no more new job left and you're just not in a great space. And I'm really sorry if you're in this space. I'm just wishing you all the best of luck and hopefully you never have to hear these things. I'm sorry. Ons moet ander mense sien. Ons moet ander mense sien. We should see other people. Ons moet ander mense sien. We should see other people. This is almost as bad as the it's not you, it's me thing, except it's a little bit more open and honest and just telling people how you feel. So I guess if you're in that position, remember how to say, ons moet ander mense sien. Ek het nie jou geld vandag nie. Ek het nie jou geld vandag nie. I don't have your money today. Ek het nie jou geld vandag nie. I don't have your money today. That sucks if it's the end of the month and you've kind of run through all your spendings have been high and you've run through all your savings and your boss tells you that they don't have your geld vandag and it sucks and means you're going to have to be living on rice or popcorn or something for a couple of days. I mean, I've been there. But yeah, not a great one to hear either. These things are making me feel like life's very hard right now. Ons moet praat. Ons moet praat. We need to talk. Ons moet praat. We need to talk. Here's another one of those relationship shooters that we really don't like to hear. Even though sometimes they can be positive, you know, like we need to talk about moving in together or something like that. But since we're in this list, we're going to assume that ons moet praat means that we're going to be seeing other people or something along those unfortunate lines. Jou kar is gesteel. Jou kar is gesteel. Your car is stolen. Jou kar is gesteel. Your car is stolen. Definitely don't want to hear that one ever. It's a lot of money and a lot of issues and a lot of admin to get that fixed and get it back or get it found or get a new one or insurance or like, there's so many things that come with this stupid little sentence of jou kar is gesteel. So pay a car guard or park in a parking lot or try not to put your car in a place where it can be stolen. So we've come to the end of today's lesson, finally, of 10 things that you never want to hear. Hopefully you never hear those things. I'm really sorry if you do. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever been told any of those things, whether in Afrikaans or in another language, and how you responded, what you did, and maybe you can motivate some other people to not have such a negative response to these negative sayings. And I'm really sorry, but they're good to know in life. So yeah, comment, subscribe, like, and remember to do Afrikaans with afrikaanspod101.com.
Welcome to AfrikaansPod101.com's Afrikaans in 3 minuten, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Afrikaans. Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. Hi, I'm Anne-Marie. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Afrikaans expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Afrikaans. We'll start speaking right away, but first it's important to clarify that in Afrikaans, there are different greetings depending on the situation. Let's first see how Afrikaners introduce themselves in a casual situation. Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. Hi, I'm Anne-Marie. Nice to meet you. Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. Start by saying, hallo, ek is, then say your name. For example, hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Finally, say aangename kennis. Again, all together, It is Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. Now, let's see that same sentence in a more formal context. Goeiedag, ek is Anne-Marie Luck. Aangename kennis. Good day, I am Anne-Marie Luck. Pleasure to meet you. Goeiedag, ek is Anne-Marie Luck. Aangename kennis. Let's try that again. G. Try pronouncing it from the back of your throat. Goeiedag, goeiedag, ek is Anne-Marie Luck. Aangename kennis. So, what has actually changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a closer look at these expressions together. Hallo has been substituted with the formal greeting goeiedag, which is Afrikaans for good day. Ek is Anne-Marie has not been changed. Ek is simply means I am. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said Anne-Marie Luck. Here, you would say your full name. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Afrikaans is Hallo, ek is Anne-Marie. Aangename kennis. The more formal way to introduce yourself is Goeiedag, ek is Anne-Marie Luck. Aangename kennis. Now it's time for Anne-Marie's tips. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands, usually with a short but firm handshake. If you're not sure whether to use hallo or goeiedag, just say hallo, as this expression can be used in all introductions. If you use the correct sentence with a friendly smile and a good handshake, Afrikaners will definitely be impressed. That's it for this lesson.
Woon jy weer in South Africa?
Ja, ek woon weer hier. Ek woon weer in Pretoria.
In die sentrum?
Ja, en waar woon jy?
Ek woon ook in Pretoria.
Werk jy in die sentrum?
Ja, ek werk hier. Waar werk jy?
Ek werk van die huis af.
'n Man en 'n vrou gesels. Hoe oud is die man nou? Jou verjaarsdag is binnekort.
Ja, dis oormôre.
Hoe oud word jy?
Ek word 60.
Veels geluk. Kom ons vier dit.
Baie dankie. Ek is baie dankbaar.
Hoe oud is die man nou? Een man en 'n vrou gesels. Hoe oud is die man nou? Jou verjaarsdag is binnekort.
Ja, dis oormôre.
Hoe oud word jy?
Ek word 60.
Veels geluk. Kom ons vier dit.
Baie dankie. Ek is baie dankbaar.
'n Man en 'n vrou gesels. Hoeveel mense in totaal kom na die partytjie toe?
Die partytjie is môre.
Wie kom na die partytjie toe?
2 van ons. 2 vriende van my en die onderwyser.
Dit maak 5.
O, die onderwyser bring sy vrou saam.
Heeltemal reg. Hoeveel mense in totaal kom na die partytjie toe? Een man en 'n vrou gesels. Hoeveel mense in totaal kom na die partytjie toe?
Die partytjie is môre.
Wie kom na die partytjie toe?
2 van ons. 2 vriende van my en die onderwyser.
Dit maak 5.
O, die onderwyser bring sy vrou saam.
Heeltemal reg.
Hallo, my naam is Pieter. Wat is jou naam?
Hallo Pieter, my naam is Zani.
Dis gaaf om jou te ontmoet.
Jou ook. 'n Man en sy vrou doen inkopies op die internet. Wanneer sal die stofsuier afgelewer word? Hey, wat dink jy van die stofsuier?
Ek dink dit lyk goed. Gaan jy dit bestel?
Ja, ek gaan. Dit sal 3 of 4 dae neem om afgelewer te word.
Ons moet die dag kies. Wat van volgende Saterdag?
Ons gaan vroeg Saterdagoggend tennis speel.
O, dis reg. Dan is Sondag beter?
OK, ek sal dit dan so doen. Hey, moenie vergeet om Vrydag aand vroeg huis toe te kom nie, want ons moet Saterdag vroeg vertrek.
Ek weet.
Wanneer sal die stofsuier afgelewer word? ‘n man en sy vrou doen inkopies op die internet. Wanneer sal die stofsuier afgelewer word? Hey, wat dink jy van die stofsuier?
Ek dink dit lyk goed. Gaan jy dit bestel?
Ja, ek gaan. Dit sal 3 of 4 dae neem om afgelewer te word.
Ons moet die dag kies. Wat van volgende Saterdag?
Ons gaan vroeg Saterdagoggend tennis speel.
O, dis reg. Dan is Sondag beter?
OK, ek sal dit dan so doen. Hey, moenie vergeet om Vrydag aand vroeg huis toe te kom nie, want ons moet Saterdag vroeg vertrek.
Ek weet. Hallo Anet, hoe gaan dit?
Hallo Mika. Goed, dankie. Hoe gaan dit met jou?
Goed, dankie.
Hoe gaan dit met Jan?
Heel goed, en met Bert en die kinders?
Ook goed.
Wat 'n verrassing.
Ja. 'n man en 'n vrou gesels. Na watter klok kyk hulle en hoe laat is dit?
Weet jy hoe laat dit is?
Ek is jammer, ek het vandag my horlosie vergeet.
Ek sien. Ek is bekommerd of ons betyds gaan wees vir die trein.
O, daar is 'n klok by die stasie ingang.
Goed. O nee, die trein kom oor 5 minute.
Dit is die 10-uur trein, reg?
Ja, ons moet opskit.
Na watter klok kyk hulle en hoe laat is dit? 'n man en 'n vrou gesels. Na watter klok kyk hulle en hoe laat is dit?
Weet jy hoe laat dit is?
Ek is jammer, ek het vandag my horlosie vergeet.
Ek sien. Ek is bekommerd of ons betyds gaan wees vir die trein.
O, daar is 'n klok by die stasie ingang.
Goed. O nee, die trein kom oor 5 minute.
Dit is die 10-uur trein, reg?
Ja, ons moet opskit.
Ek is op pad na 'n koffiewinkel.
Goeie idee. Ek is lus vir 'n tee. Is jou man ook in Durban?
Ja, Bert het gister gekom.
Is hy nou in 'n sentrum?
Ja, ons werk albei in die sentrum.
Werk julle elke dag?
Bert werk elke dag en ek werk deeltyds. 'n man en 'n vrou gesels terwyl hulle kyk na 'n foto. Watter een is die vrou se jonger broer?
Ek het gehoor jy het 'n tweelingbroer. Ek het dit nie geweet nie.
Ja, maar mense sê ons lyk nie na mekaar nie. Sien, my broer is in hierdie foto, maar kan jy sê watter een is hy?
Wel, ek sien nie enigiemand wat lyk soos jy nie. Dalk hierdie een met die kep?
Nee, nie daardie een nie. Hy het swart hare, net soos myne.
Wel, dan hierdie lang een?
Nee, hy is nie so lank nie.
Ek kan hom steeds nie vind nie. Julle lyk regtig nie na mekaar nie.
Ek weet. Dalk maak die bril dit moeiliker.
Bril? Dan hierdie een, tweede van links.
Jy het dit. Lyk ek soos hy?
Nee, nie regtig nie.
Watter een is die vrou se jonger broer? ‘n man en ‘n vrou gesels terwyl hulle kyk na ‘n foto. Watter een is die vrou se jonger broer?
Ek het gehoor jy het 'n tweelingbroer. Ek het dit nie geweet nie.
Ja, maar mense sê ons lyk nie na mekaar nie. Sien, my broer is in hierdie foto, maar kan jy sê watter een is hy?
Wel, ek sien nie enigiemand wat lyk soos jy nie. Dalk hierdie een met die kep?
Nee, nie daardie een nie. Hy het swart hare, net soos myne.
Wel, dan hierdie lang een?
Nee, hy is nie so lank nie.
Ek kan hom steeds nie vind nie. Julle lyk regtig nie na mekaar nie.
Ek weet. Dalk maak die bril dit moeiliker.
Bril? Dan hierdie een, tweede van links.
Jy het dit. Lyk ek soos hy?
Nee, nie regtig nie.
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time. Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the Dialogue Study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the 2 recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hallo almal, ek is Anne-Marie. Hi everybody, I'm Anne-Marie. Welcome to AfrikaansPod101.com's Afrikaans in 3 minuten, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Afrikaans. In the last lesson, you learned how to thank people by saying dankie. In this lesson, you'll learn some of the most common greetings used when speaking Afrikaans. Is jy reg? Are you ready? Let's start. The most commonly used informal greeting is hallo. Hallo. Hallo means hi or hello. We can use this greeting with friends or relatives. Hallo. The most used formal greetings changes depending on the time of day. Let's see what they are. First we have goeiedag. Literally, goeiedag means good day. Goeiedag. As a rule of thumb, we can use goeiedag only during the daytime from late morning until early evening. Next is the greeting we say only for the morning. Goeiemôre. Goeiemôre. For the afternoon, we say goeiemiddag. Goeiemiddag. During the evening, we say goeienaand. Goeienaand. Goed is Afrikaans for good. Môre, middag, and naand means morning, afternoon, and evening, respectively. Easy, right? Now, what should you say when you leave? Afrikaners usually say tot ziens when leaving in a formal situation. Tot ziens. Tot ziens means goodbye. When we say goodbye to friends or relatives, we use the informal lekker dag. Lekker dag. You can also say bye. Bye. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Afrikaans. Let's review them all again. First, the greetings. Informally, we simply say hallo. If you want to be a bit more formal, you can use goeiedag during the daytime, goeiemôre in the morning, goeiemiddag in the afternoon, and goeienaand in the evening. When leaving in a formal situation, we say tot ziens. And in an informal situation, it's lekker dag or bye. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Anne-Marie's tips. In informal situations, Afrikaners, especially good friends, commonly greet each other by giving each other a quick hug. If you're unsure, you can just stick out your hand and give a firm handshake and a smile. A smile goes a long way. During the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase praat jy Engels. Do you already know it? I'll tell you all about it in our next Afrikaans in 3 minuten lesson. Lekker dag! In this lesson, you are going to learn how to tell people where you are from. When you meet a new person in South Africa, they might ask you, waar kom jy vandaan? Which means, where are you from? Waar kom jy vandaan? Let's break it down. Waar means where. Kom is the verb to come. Next is jy, the informal word for you. Finally, vandaan, which means from. Altogether, it's waar kom jy vandaan? Waar kom jy vandaan? Answering this question is very easy. You just say ek is, which means I am, and then your nationality. For example, ek is Amerikaans, meaning I am American. Ek is Amerikaans. Just replace Amerikaans with your own nationality. I am German is ek is Duits. I am Italian is ek is Italiaans. I am Brazilian is ek is Braziliaans. You could also answer by saying ek is van Duitsland, meaning I am from Germany, for example. Ek is van means I am from. Ek is van. So in this case, you would use the name of your country instead of your nationality. For example, if you are from France, you'd say ek is van Frankryk. Or if you are from Australia, you'd say ek is van Australië. To return the question, you can simply say en jy, which is and you. Now it's time for Anne-Marie's tips. You'll find that the nationalities in Afrikaans are very similar to their English equivalents. Also note that we capitalize the first letter of countries and nationalities, just like in English. Easy, right? In this lesson, you learned how to ask someone where they're from. But do you know how to ask someone where they are right now in Afrikaans? I'll tell you how in the next Afrikaans in 3 minute lesson. Lekker dag!
Want to speak real Afrikaans from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at afrikaanspod101.com.
In this lesson, we'll continue our series dedicated to very common Afrikaans verbs. The second verb in our series is doen, which means to do. Doen is used quite a lot, especially in questions. Imagine your friend asks you, wat doen jy? That means, what are you doing? So if you're doing your homework, for example, you will say in Afrikaans, ek doen my huiswerk. Ek doen my huiswerk. So let's break down this answer. First we have ek doen, which is I am doing. Next comes my, which is the possessive pronoun my in English. Finally, we had huiswerk, which is the noun for homework. Again, altogether it is ek doen my huiswerk. Note that in Afrikaans, you can use the present tense form to say that you aren't doing anything. For example, if someone asks you what you are doing and you are doing nothing, you can tell them ek doen niks nie, which literally means I am doing nothing. Here we are using the present tense form. Now let's look at some common questions where you can use the verb doen. Remember gaan from the previous lesson? This time we'll use it along with doen to form the question wat gaan ons doen, which means what are we going to do? Wat gaan ons doen? As you might remember, to direct the question at someone else, you need to change the pronoun. To ask someone, what are you going to do, simply switch ons, meaning we, with jy, meaning you. Wat gaan jy doen? Wat gaan jy doen? If you want to be more specific, you can ask someone what they're doing tonight or tomorrow, for instance. Wat gaan jy vanaand doen means, what are you doing tonight? Wat gaan jy vanaand doen? As you can see, the sentence is exactly the same as wat gaan jy doen. We've only added vanaand, which means tonight. You could also say, wat gaan jy môre doen? What are you doing tomorrow? Môre means tomorrow. You can simply replace this word with any other word. Now it's time for Anne-Marie's tips. In Afrikaans, we often say, wat gaan jy doen vanaand? It means, what are you doing tonight? Try asking your friends if you want to go somewhere at night. It will sound very natural. Wat gaan jy doen vanaand? As you can see, in Afrikaans, you can place the time, for instance, vanaand, both before or after the verb. In this lesson, you learned how to use the verb doen in different contexts, and I'm sure it will help you a lot. Next time, you'll learn another verb I bet you'll really like, hou van. I'll see you in the next Afrikaans in 3 minute lesson. Lekker dag!
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
Hello, it's Christine, and we're here to do some Afrikaans today in the lesson 10 Things You Always Want to Hear. So we're all excited about this one, obviously, because I'm going to be telling you things that you want to hear. Jy lyk goed vandag. You look good today. Jy lyk goed vandag. You look good today. What's that? Oh, thanks. I just assumed that you returned the compliment, but it's always something that we really like to hear, especially if it's coming from that person that we've got our eye on. But it's also just nice to tell people, if you walk past someone and you think they're looking good, let them know that they look like goed vandag, because it's always nice to make someone else's day. Ek mis jou. I miss you. Ek mis jou. I miss you. Long lost friends, long lost lovers, parents in different countries, whatever. Today's world, we're all over the globe. Our friends live in China. Our brother lives in England. Today, it's really common to know people that live really, really far away from us. And it's nice to sometimes receive a message saying, oh, they miss you. But it's also really nice to send a message to let someone know that you miss them. So get that phone out, think about that friend, and let them know, ek mis jou. Jy het 'n goeie werk gedoen. You did a great job. Jy het 'n goeie werk gedoen. You did a great job. That's always the best one you want to hear at school or at work, because it means that you're on the right track, you're doing something good, and at the end of the day, you might get rewarded. Daar sal 'n bonus aan die einde van die maand wees. There will be a bonus at the end of the month. Daar sal 'n bonus aan die einde van die maand wees. There will be a bonus at the end of the month. If, like I said before, jy doen goeie werk, then maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, it means you're going to get that bonus at the end of the month and you can go on that extra long Christmas holiday this year. So, keep up the goeie werk. Jy is 'n uitstekende kok. You're an excellent cook. Jy is 'n uitstekende kok. You're an excellent cook. Now, that's one that you want to say for when your parents come over for dinner for the first time in your new flat, or you're inviting that boy over that you've had your eye on, and you're cooking them a fancy dinner, and it's the first time that you're using this new saucepan you bought yesterday, and they tell you that, and just, oh, what a relief. The food was great, the guy thinks it's great, or your parents think it's great. Anyone is happy to know that their food is good, because it means that you're going to get to enjoy it the most, because you get to have your food every night. Vat 'n breek, ek sal vandag skoonmaak. Take a break, I'll do the cleaning today. Vat 'n breek, ek sal vandag skoonmaak. Take a break, I'll do the cleaning today. That's the best to hear from your partner or your parents or your flatmate. What a great day it is when you get to just lounge on the sofa, watch some TV, catch up on those sports, do anything you want, even some painting or crafting. If you don't have to do the cleaning up, make a mess. No jokes, be nice, because next time it is your turn and then you're going to have to clean up someone else's mess. So just enjoy the day off. Enjoy it when someone tells you that they'll be doing the cleaning, because next minute it'll be your turn again. En jy wen, and you win. En jy wen, and you win. Whatever you're doing, whether it's Saturday night and you're playing board games or you're playing card games on the beach with some friends, it's always a great one to hear that you're the winner, because it means that you did your best and you won. So you've earned it. Jy was reg. You were right. Jy was reg. You were right. You won that argument. You were right when you said that this was the case and they said that was the case. It's such a nice feeling. You get all bubbly inside when someone you've been arguing with, or just made a point, tells you that you were right. It's like the I told you so, and it's the best feeling ever. Who doesn't love that? Ek het jou iets besonders gebring. I brought you something special. Ek het jou iets besonders gebring. I brought you something special. What an exciting thing to hear. You've just come home, you've had a really long day, and your friend's coming over, and they tell you that they bought you something besonders. How exciting. Open it up straight away, and just remember, if you don't like it, still look surprised, because they think it's besonders. Die begroting is onbeperk. The budget is unlimited. Die begroting is onbeperk. The budget is unlimited. You've got an unlimited budget, an onbeperkte begroting, to do whatever you want to make this party, this function, this shebang the best one there is, because you've got everything you need you can get anything you want, go crazy, and enjoy it while it lasts, because it doesn't come around often. So we've come to the end of today's session of 10 things you always want to hear. There's obviously plenty more things that we always want to hear, so let us know in the comments below if you like to hear these things or if they irritate you. Hopefully not, because they're quite nice things to hear. But if you agree with some of them, if someone recently told you them, and let us know how you felt, because that would be really cool to let other people feel that joy that you felt as well. So like, comment, subscribe, and keep visiting our channel, afrikaanspod101.com.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.